Hello everyone, it is Jacob with part 2 of the Thea progression. As I promised, I'm on time mark 5, and so far the journey was fairly easy. As you can see, I swapped to mind control somewhere on the way once I felt like the haunted abomination is falling back with its damage. Then I swapped to this. I will show you what this build is in this video. It's basically a walking simulator where you just run through monsters and everything dies. I'm still using 2 movement skills just to get through the map faster, as you can see.
Another shadow. The gods adore their creations, much like how birds of prey love.
Season mechanic so far fairly easy. It just requires to bind more keys to be able to use them on the run. You need to bind teleport back, at least. For the cases where you start the season mechanic somewhere in the middle of the map and you want to clear the entire map, and once you run to the start, you want to teleport back, and instead of having to push the button down here, you can just bind it in the settings on a key and just press the key.
Another shadow.
I like the mech. What I don't like though is that it makes the maps way longer than they would normally be. You are basically clearing the map like 3 or 4 times at once. I used the teleport here. Have it on F4, which I have bound to my mouse. But you don't even need to loot anything in the mech, because everything, once you level it up, everything just drops after you finish from the hand. For map mechanics, I'm running maximum chance for war, and the rest of the points I'm putting into Black Sail for now, because I want to level up my memories as soon as possible. What level in memories does is it levels up your hero trait skills, and those are basically additional damage modifiers. But I will go over everything in this video. Okay, so that was a bit of the gameplay. Now let's see what the character is. Okay. For weapons, I'm still using the weapons from the last video. Was testing something else, so that was that, but still the same weapons from the last video, no energy on them. Preferably you would want to craft like tier 3 or tier 2 weapons eventually, which I'll focus on for the next update. But still the same weapons, still the same rings, still the same amulet. And then whatever energy shield gear you can find with a lot of energy. I need to swap the gloves actually, but they had a lot of energy, so I had to use them to be able to use all my skills. As you can see, I just found an upgrade. Okay, so preferably energy shield bases with a lot of energy, and if you can get resistances somewhere, those will help you survive easier. So that's for the gear. For skills, mind control, passivation, and guard provides you with barrier, so that's extra defensive layer. Cataclysm for more affliction bonus for the skill, and control spells, since we are not critting anyway, increases the damage of mind control a lot. Then I'm using 2 shadow dashes. The setup is like this. So double cooldown reduction and then extra charge on both. Just so there is more room for mistakes when I sometimes use 2 charges instead of only 1. But if you want to like struggle a little bit more, you can remove the magic dashes if you don't have the energy. It is still playable without the magic dashes. Like this, you just need to make sure that you do not use the shadow dash when there is only 1 charge left. Because what happens when there is only 1 charge left, like all of them consume all their charges and you cannot dash anymore. So just make sure that you have charges left when you are dashing around. For bosses, when you would need more damage, you can swap one of the shadow dashes for black hole. It would look like this. This black hole preparation, so you don't have to use it manually. And you can add Reaping Agony for extra source of reap. So this would be the damage setup. Black hole gives 100 affliction to the monster it hits. It's not really necessary, but it is there for bosses. For example, you don't have to stack affliction, but you can just pop them with 100. But it also gives you a buff that gives you additional damage over time. Like 33% to the monsters that are in the black hole. So yeah, that's extra damage there. Corruption Curse, Preparation Terrain of Malice, and either extended duration on or cooldown recovery or cooldown reduction. Doesn't really matter which one you use, I prefer extended duration. And as the last link here, I have Shadow Swamp. I'm using the support skill that we got from completing the story, but if you do not want to use that, you can just cast it manually whenever you need a little bit more damage. And I'm linking with Reaping Agony for extra source of reap. If you have the energy, you can use Ground Divide for a little bit more damage for the skill, or eventually you will be using Grudge there as well, but for now I have Grudge here on my Corrosion focus because I do not have enough reservation yet to be able to reserve 4 auras, and not even enough energy shield to be able to survive 4 auras, so I'm using Corrosion focus on my life, using seal conversion here, and Restrain, and I have Grudge here because Corrosion focus can proc Grudge, and it actually procs Paralyze on monsters. And Corrosion focus also gives you additional erosion damage against, additional erosion damage here. So it is that, a little bit of a damage boost. Once I will have more like reservation, I will swap this for Deep Pain aura eventually later on. And the other 3 auras, Domain Expansion with Restrain, Aura Amp, Increased Area to reduce its mana consumption, Spell Amplification for spell damage, and Erosion Amplification for erosion damage. If you do not have enough reservation, you can just add a third link and give the area here as well, and it will consume less mana that way. So if you do not have enough reservation, put more links to your skills. Just select those that do not have mana modifiers. Yeah, like cooldown or area effect. That is for skills. For hero traits, like this. Prefer intelligence memory, energy shield memory, and movement speed would be the preferred one. And this talent is for clear, and this talent would be for more survivability, and mostly for bosses as well. And since we are not stuck in many blessings yet, this talent for more damage. And that is pretty much it. For talent 3, Goddess of Deception, with Affliction and Forbidden Power. If you find yourself dying a lot in your maps, just swap Forbidden Power for Deceiver's Might, for example. Yeah, Deceiver's Might. And you will get the 10% elemental resistances back, while having like 3 extra stacks of blessings, which every stack gives you 15% additional erosion damage through your hero trait, basically. So that's the possibility here. But for now, I'm running Forbidden Power. And the tree looks like this. Just 24 points for both of the powers for now. Eventually we might put more points somewhere. Psychic as the second tree with Reap Purification, since Mind Control is like a damage over time effect, which you don't need to stack like Wild. It is always up. You can just reap everything and it gets instantly applied back. So this just gives you extra damage, a lot of extra damage, actually. And then the tree looks like this. Affliction effect, then blessing generation when reaping. That's a no-brainer because your hero trait actually gets procced every time you gain a blessing. And then another affliction effect here. Per tree, Lich for Off the Beaten Track. That's the talent that lets you actually activate 3 auras and the focus, and eventually this will allow you to activate 4 auras. So yeah, that's there. And an affliction effect, Stealed Mana, just so I'm able to run 3 auras. But if I just had more energy, I could just remove some points here, put them somewhere else to get more damage, and I could use the Lvling here for the extra reservation to be able to get rid of those points there. But these points will eventually let you reserve a 50% aura on your life. So yeah, that's there. And here I'm going for the +1 skills eventually. And Elementalist for extra channel stack and additional damage for channel stacks. Channel damage, a little bit of life just to be able to get to the 9th level here. Then channel skill damage, some intelligence, maxing out this for the channel stacks. And then you have to put 1 point somewhere, which is the 2% elemental resistance here. And I'm putting this here just to have a source of cold damage, which I might use eventually in the future. But this also lets you like apply burning, numb, and frostbite as well. You just need a source of these damages. And we will eventually be able to apply all those elements later on, so that's the preparation for future. And Statue of the God didn't do anything yet. I'm just waiting to fully open it, and then I will start working with it. I believe I went over everything, so that would be that for this video. For the damage that it does, it would look like this. Shadow Dash is also nice to use on bosses because it gives them slow, so they obviously get slowed, and that slow is really significant. And since I have the meditation support here, or motionless, activation medium motionless, every time you Shadow Dash, you automatically cast the swamp. So it is always up, as you can see, around 30 million DPS. Yeah, I will keep playing this. Should take me to time mark 7 easily, and eventually time mark 8 as well. So I will keep scaling this. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!